Hello Scorpio! Welcome to your tarot reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Scorpio, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And wow, look at that. Right off the bat, the Scorpio card, the death energy, that is your patron card. So this is going to be a very special reading for you. I think this is a very, very important time in your life. And if there's anything you need me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know in the comments. All right, so Path of the Serpent here. A lot of fire energy, a lot of focus, a lot of concentration. A lot of concentration on this fire energy. Let's do a quick mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. We're going to use the Waite-Smith deck. And we're just going to set this one aside, put the alien on top, and we're not going to look at it until the very end. Now, hopefully that card will, tie the reading together and give us the confirmation that we need at the end. So, we've got that death card, that major arcana, major arcana, major arcana. We've got some water, and we've got fire, fire, a little more water, and more fire. So I kind of feel like we're getting rid of this water energy through this fire, through the influx of this creativity, this ambition, this excitement and enthusiasm. I feel everything's centered around this death card, okay? So we don't need to talk too much about that because that's you. That's you in this state of transformation. You really are becoming who you are meant to be. You're going to be fully you, right? You're becoming your best self, right? We're evolving. We're in this period of metamorphosis right now. And what I see behind us, maybe current state, maybe the past state, is this Eight of Cups. This is a little bit of melancholy. This is having really no enthusiasm. This is kind of honestly just being bummed out about everything, right? A general malaise. And it's kind of like we're not finding the heart of stuff anymore. We're not finding the real essence of life. The water's kind of draining out of these cups, you see. And it's leaving us with just kind of a dry feeling. We're not really getting emotional about stuff anymore, I think typically things would affect you very deeply. I think you're a very sensitive person. You're a very passionate person. You feel things very intensely, the good and the bad, right? The joy and the sorrow. You feel it fully. But lately I feel like things have kind of lost that intensity. There's been this glass half empty, and we're kind of living in that empty half, right? And it just feels kind of dry. We can't get really excited about stuff. We're not even getting all that pissed off at things that used to really, get us a little bit heated. It's just an overall lack of the intensity. So it's now just this kind of melancholy, this kind of blah feeling, right? And maybe this has been going on for the last few months, maybe 8 months or a year, something like that. And I feel like this is that dryness that is kind of an important step. I think it really is leading to this intense creativity for you. I feel like what we really need, because see, we're not ending with, more water. It's like we're overcoming this water. We've got the Seven of Cups over here. And this is really kind of the same thing as the 8, 7 and the 8. Okay? Things have lost their luster. Things don't taste as good anymore, right? The Seven of Cups, things just, the sweet things aren't as sweet. Even the bitter things just kind of aren't as bitter, right? And this is the general state of things. But there's a secret in the 7. You see, the 8 is just, that's just the way things are. That's just the state that we're in right now. But with the 7, it's a similar state, but the 7 gives us a clue. How do we overcome this? Well, the 7s are, first, 7s are an odd number, so it's about activity, doing something proactive. The 7 specifically is a fire number. Okay, so this is about basically lighting a fire in your life. What's going to get you interested and motivated, enthusiastic, ambitious again? We've got to find that something that's going to get us excited, a new project, a new way to express our intensity, our creativity. Okay? So the 7s are, the 7 of Cups especially is telling us the way we overcome this kind of melancholy water, this kind of stagnant blah water, is through fire, is through a spark. We need that spark. Okay? And this is part of a larger process for you. This is a part of your kind of your spiritual evolution. You're in this metamorphosis right now. So it's a necessary state to be in this kind of blah water. Right? This is necessary. And now, to move on from this stage of things, we need that spark of life to bring us out of this kind of cocoon thing that we're in with this water energy. And that's exactly what we see here with the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is the fire of the water. It's the fire, really, that's coming out of all of this water. So it feels like this is the water state. We need to get away from this. This is what we want to get out of. But this water state is actually where this spark of fire is going to come from. Okay? That's where it's going to come from. Now, I do see an air sign person in your life. This is a Prince of Swords. So it could be, yeah, it could be that there is maybe an Aquarius person in your life. I feel like they are, I don't know that this is an actual person, to be honest with you. I kind of feel like this is a certain type of energy, a certain entity or spirit, or even an idea. Maybe a daimon, maybe a guardian angel, maybe one of your spirit guides has this kind of air-like quality. The air here could just really be it kind of a little bit too on the nose, saying that they're a non-physical entity. Okay, I think this is a very important intelligence that you communicate with that is crucial to this transformation, right? I feel like this might be contact with one of your spirit guides or guardian angels, something like that. And it's crossing this transformative period for you. It's kind of the way, if you look at the overhead, which is still working, this air entity here is the bridge between the water and this Prince of Wands. This is, I think, a representative of you. Okay? I think this is you into this fire energy. Into this, you have that spark now. Now you are lit up. This is the future, right? This is the future. And this is you with that fiery spark now doing this work, right? On this new path, this new creative enterprise, this new project that you've gotten that spark. This is what you're off doing, okay? And the way through that is through this air energy. If that's, maybe it is an air sign person in your life. Maybe it is someone very close to you. It could be a random person. It could be, again, a non-physical intelligence, okay? But I feel like they're the bridge that take you from the water to the fire. Now, above everything, we do see a 6 of Wands. Now the 6 is all about beauty and harmony, balance, right? Balance. And this card's at the top of the path of the dove. So it's almost saying that, look, we need a little bit of the water and a little bit of the fire, right? We think we want to get as far away from this water energy as we can, but really that water energy is the source of that spark. It's where this fire is going to come from, through the medium of this air energy, but it's coming from the water. Even on this side, it's the water and then the fire that emerges from the water here. And the same thing here. It's the water, through the air entity, emerges that fire. So this card is saying that, look, we need to understand the importance of all of this. I think that's important because we don't want to go to one extreme or the other. We may be in the extreme of the water right now, but we don't want to go to the extreme on the other side, because then I think that you might end up like burning the candle at both ends, right? Really kind of burning yourself out. So there is this sense of balance. There's also an idea here that whoever is with you in life, your pets, your plants, your people, your loved ones, right? I feel like this is something that you need to be with them about. It's something that, not that it's a group effort, but it's something like you need to bring them along with you. I almost feel like you've been shutting the door on your loved ones a little bit, right? You've been a little bit closed off because you've been down in this water. I feel like this is now opening up the doors again and really kind of intertwining the energies with your loved ones, right? Because the 6 is the 3 and the 3 combined, interlaced, right? And the 3s are all about your spiritual will, your integrity, your character. So I feel like this is really you focused on kind of reaching out to your loved ones and bringing everybody back into your life, okay? And it could very well be through this, obviously the fire energy that we see here, is the way that we go about doing that. So I think a large factor, this is at the top of the path of the dove, a big part of this is maybe the sense of alienation or isolation from your loved ones. So I think that really an important thing for you, maybe the most important thing that you're focused on, is to bring those relationships back in, okay? And maybe that is the way to bring some of this fire, to bring this spark out from this water energy, right? Because the water energy, there's still a lot of love mixed in with this water somewhere. This is a lot of care. This is a lot of affection, connection. It's lost under all of this kind of heavy, toxic water. But it's still in there, right? It's still water. This is just not drinkable water, right? We need to kind of purify this water a little bit. And that happens through the fire energy, right? You got to boil it. You got to boil that water. We've got this down beneath everything. This is the world or the universe card. It's underneath everything. It could be that you've been wondering what your purpose is. You've been wondering where you're meant to be in the world, right? With this card, especially in this position, makes me feel kind of alone, kind of like we're out in this vast expanse of space and we're kind of cold and alone, you know? So it's telling me that you have this uncertainty of really where you belong, right? Or where your sense of home is. I feel like wherever you are now, you don't feel like it's home, you know? Maybe you're in your house or whatever, but it doesn't really feel like a home. And maybe it's your home, yeah, but it doesn't have that sense of comfort and safety and familiarity, right? It's kind of like the vastness of space. But that is directly opposite of that Six of Wands. I really think that it's by reaching out to our loved ones and reestablishing those relationships and really kind of intermingling our vital energy with our loved ones by participating in their lives and them in ours, that we bring this fire energy out of this water, okay? And then, of course, we move to the Prince of Wands, and this is you doing all of this out in the world, right? And I really think that through this effort, through everything on the path of the dove here, that you're going to be finding an outlet, or you're going to be using this fiery spark of energy to really find a direction in life, to find something. Maybe you already have a direction, but maybe a renewed surge of energy in that direction, okay? We see over here the Seven, we see the Knight of Cups, we see that fire emerging from this water, and it becomes this Mercury energy, the magician, the juggler. This is someone who can easily transition between fire and water, fire and water. Very comfortable in all of these elements. Very comfortable with all of this kind of blah, melancholy water. Very comfortable in this creative, fiery energy. This really maybe more sociable, more outgoing. The kind of the opposites, the fire, the water, the introverted, extroverted, the interior, the exterior living. And Mercury can go through combinations with any emotion, any situation, any feeling, any person, any event, anything. Insanely adaptable. Always comes out of it as itself. It's unchanged, right? Mercury can be separated from any other element, and Mercury will still be Mercury. I think. I'm not a chemist. It's very adaptable, but is always itself. Is always unique. It always maintains its integrity, its structural integrity, its individuality, its uniqueness. No matter what it goes through, it remains essentially unaffected, right? It can enter into combinations with people and things and situations and lives and paths. But at the end of the day, it's still essentially Mercury. And I think that this is what you are transforming into. This is what is an essential part of your metamorphosis, is discovering this part of yourself that even when you're in these water energies, when you're in these intense fire energies, when you're out in the cold vastness of space, you are still essentially you, and you're essentially unchanged. You're not damaged or affected by any of this, right? It doesn't harm you in any way. And I think what this leads you to is this Queen of Wands. We have more fire energy, but this now is the Queen of Wands. It's the water of fire. So within this fire energy is that hidden water. And this is you knowing that even on the outside, this fire, right, whatever changes are taking place externally, whatever you're creating, whatever this creation is that you're involved with, you still have this kind of maybe liquid Mercury within you that's unchanged. You're always going to be essentially you. Even through all of this transformation and metamorphosis, you're still going to be you. And I think that this is going to give you maybe an expanded awareness, or a more evolved attitude toward your path, toward your work. Because I think you're on an intensive, creative path in life. You know, we see everything here, the fire that's born out of all of this water. It's almost like the lotus that grows from the swamp, you know? So I really think that you're doing really grand things. I think that you're intensely creative. And I think that, especially with the Mercury energy, that you're developing this concentration and you're going to be able to immerse yourself in whatever feeling, whatever vibe, whatever process, you know, you're looking at. And you're going to remain essentially you. You're going to remain true to yourself and your spirit. And that, I think, is really a way for you to fulfill this creative energy that you have, right? I want to look at the mystery card because I get this feeling like you're right on the edge of a great discovery, right? Like the greatest kind of creative effort in the history of creation kind of thing. And I don't know what this mystery card's going to be, but I feel like it's going to be some kind of major expression of your creativity. Okay? We have a Page of Swords, so it's not really that. This is the earth of the air, right? So if we were talking about this being a spiritual entity, a spirit guide, a guardian angel, we have now the earth of the air, the page. So it's almost as if this is your highest divinity. This is that intelligence that is communicating that highest divinity to you, right? And now this is you really manifesting that. So this to me has like a very spiritual implication, a very divine origin. I think that you are taking this influence from the spirit, from the divine, and you're manifesting it, right? I think that's the ultimate process here, is taking this spiritual inspiration and creating something with it, right? To me, that's kind of the central message here, is that you're undergoing this transformative process, but really the purpose of it all is for you to be the earthly embodiment of this divine essence, right? Of this spiritual power that is now crystallized on this plane through you. And that to me is intensely creative. So I really wonder what you are either going to discover as you operate in this Prince of Wands energy, or if you already have this kind of plan of what you're creating, or maybe you discover it here, but you're doing something very amazing, you know, not just in this process, but I think as a result of all of this, you have a lot of potential for this creation, and that's very intriguing. We're going to do a quick extended. If you want to stick around, just click on the link that's right here. That'll give you access to all of the extended readings, not just for Scorpio, but for all of the zodiac signs. I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for letting me read for you. And thank you for being the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot.